healed in Jesus' name. I don't care what comes, what go. I'm healed. Amen. And so we went Saturday. This is why I was waiting for today to tell you. Saturday, that's why we were late, because I had to go to the doctor. And so waited, when they wait, here comes the enemy. It must be bad. I'm like, shut up, devil, shut up. Come on. I was praising God, singing God. It ain't the first rodeo, you know what I mean? Because they found some of my other breasts last time, but it was benign, you know what I mean? And so I'm just, God, if you did it before, you can do it again. You're the same God that healed me then, the same God that healed me now. So they gave me the results, and she's like, well, it's not that we found something, it's just that the way that they positioned her, the mammogram didn't catch her, so we want to go back and have you do another ultrasound. So I give glory to God, because see, that's what some of us do. The enemy may think you, may try to scare you with something, and if you give into that fear, you're going to have what you think, you're going to have what you say, you're going to have what you speak. So you got to overcome that. You got to say, you know what, ain't no devil in hell can take me. The Bible, you have to believe the Bible, you have to believe what the Word of God says. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You got to believe that thing, so when it comes, you have that in your spirit, because it's going to come. The devil's going to cause fear to come to you, but the opposite of fear is faith. And if you don't have you don't know how to exercise, how do we get faith? How do we get faith?
Hearing.
Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. So if you're not in the Word of God, you ain't going to get no faith. If you're not coming to church on a consistent basis, if you're not coming to Bible on a consistent basis, if you're not getting up in the morning and reading your Bible, getting the devotion time, separating yourself, consecrating yourself for the Word of God, then you're not going to build your faith. So when that attack comes to you, you'll give in to that, and the devil will wipe you out if you let him. Because that's his goal. That's his assignment, to take you up out of here. But if you got the Word and you got a firm foundation in you, you know who you are and whose you are and what belongs to you, you can decree a thing and it shall be established. Amen. So I just want y'all to know that. I want to share things like that because there's somebody else. For me to share that and get personal with you, somebody else might be getting ready to go through something, or somebody else is going through something, and you need to know that the same God that delivers me is the same God that delivers you. But you have to believe it. See, without believing, you can't do it. You've got to believe what God says. You got to really, really believe it. Amen? Amen. Remember we talked about we're righteous, we're elevated. Amen? We're available, and we're leaders. Amen? So that's what we got to know who we are. Amen. To God be the glory. Amen. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Brother Robert, come on. Ray, I'm Robert.
All right. Well, last night, I don't know. I was just kind of laying in bed, and I don't know. I guess God just started talking to me and said, "I think it's time that you talk to your mother and father-in-law and apologize to them for all the trouble that you caused in the past." And that's exactly what I did. And it was a hard step for me because, I did cause a lot of trouble, and they're not necessarily people of God at all. But I really took a big step and called them up and apologized to them for all the trouble that I'd caused in the past. It felt good to just let that out. Amen. And anyway, that's my testimonial. I don't know. I just felt something coursing through me, and that I needed to do that. And I don't know why it just popped up out of nowhere. Like I said, it just. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's what it was, but it was hard for me to do that because we both caused each other a lot of pain, and it was hard for me to even forgive them for the pain that they caused me as well. But I just hope that, that was a big step for us, and that we can just move forward now. Praise God, thank you. And you guys have helped me a lot to get to that point here, so I really appreciate Ministries and all the help you guys have given me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Amen.
And that's what prayer does. He came up Wednesday night, he comes to Bible study faithfully, and he asked for prayer for his family and for his wife, and look what God done. And then you look at the week before that, he asked for prayer for his wife. The next day, if not the same day, she called him and said, "I want to see you." She showed up at the event that we had out at Carpenter's house and came out. And so, he just been, every time he asks God for me, see, that's what faith, that's what I'm saying, stepping out, doing what God asked you to do. God will meet you right where you're at. And he's faithful, so just keep doing that. Keep praying. Keep doing it, you guys. I'm serious. We're going to see us. That's what we are. We want to see family. to work. Amen. God's for the family. He's for the family. Amen. The enemy comes to separate. He comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. But God said, I gave you life and gave you that life more abundantly. And He wants the whole unit blessed. He said, as for you and your house, we will serve the Lord. Amen. So we want to come together as a family. Amen. And so it takes a strong person to be the one to step out and say, I forgive. You know what I mean? And please forgive me. You know what I mean? Even though you feel like you've done nothing wrong, if you know somebody was offended, you still can say, forgive me if I offended you. Even though you don't think that you did anything. And then it will restore that relationship. Amen?
I went to the doctor years ago, had a mammogram. They told me they found something in my breast, and fear attacked me because my mother died at 68 years old of breast cancer. So now the battle begins. So I kept putting the scriptures out and fighting with the word. And I went back to have the second test. And before I went back to have the second test, a preacher came from Africa and he said, there's a lady sitting here. They told you you have cancer. You got the letter yesterday. You're in your 50s. And I just kept sitting there going, I wonder who they're talking about. And he kept saying, but you just got the letter. And I went up, I said, well, that's me. He said, you don't have cancer. I went back to the doctor. She said, oh, honey, the chemo's not going to be bad. You're going to be all right. And I kept saying, I don't have it, miss. Get out of here. Quit talking to me. I don't have breast cancer.
Praise the Lord. Amen.